Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. In this tutorial, I am going to show you how to use the pen tool more effectively than ever before we did with it. So don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button down below. If you have any questions, please put them in the comment sections. Okay, before further ado, let's get started. Now, there are a lot of reasons nobody knows how to use the pen tool, so I have summed up with two kinds of the concepts. One is a basic and another one is advanced one. There are these 6 categories are only be possible in the most cases of using the pen tool. So we can see the very first thing, how to use it and where to use it. Before we are going to see where to use it, we should have to understand how this works first. So what I'm going to do is simply click the pen tool and then I'm going to start with this shape. So when you're hover over this shape, it will automatically convert it to some square-like shapes in the bottom of the pen tool menu. When you are clicking here, it will automatically make some connections to the existing one that we are having now. When you have to hover over here, the smart guides automatically comes over here. If you don't get any smart guides, simply go to the view menu and go to here and click the smart guides, or you can even click Ctrl U for that. So now I have already done with that. So if your smart guide is there, click on here and then go here and make a best guess out of it. That's it. This is the very easiest thing in the pen tool for everybody. Use it. That's it. You don't have much more expertise to use this kind of options in pen tool. So it's the easiest way. When you are done with that, then you can click the Control key and then click on an artboard. It will automatically release from the shapes. So what we are going to do is, the next thing is curved path segments. This is one of the things is most confusing thing. So what I'm going to do is simply click on here and then go here and then click, drag and then hold the shift key to make the adjustments to be symmetrical, and then make a slight change on it and then remove it. Remove the mouse button, not the shift button. Now release the shift button. It will automatically create this kind of shapes. Now we are doing the next. We are doing again. Simply go here and click and drag and then hold the shift key to make a quarter amount of the circle and then release everything. You can even release the shift key and the mouse, or you can even leave it together. Now we have another point is pointing towards us because we are making this shape as an arc. So it will automatically reflect it back to here. So what you're going to do is simply find a point by using the smart guides and click on there. It will automatically make some beautiful curved path segments. Okay. Now what we are going to do is simply click the Control key and then click on an artboard. It will automatically release from the shapes. Now this is a bit tricky one, but it is most higher end positions of the basic tutorial, basic thing in the pen tool. So what we're going to do is, it has one curved shapes and another is a sharp edge. So what we're going to do is, by using the pen tool, click on here so that it'll automatically connect it together, and then click on here by using the pen tool and click and then drag and hold the shift key to make it symmetrical. And then what you're going to do is hold the Alt key down a bit, and then make a best guess to bottom over the point, and then release everything. Don't worry, it'll release on that, because we are holding the Alt key for an arc, so it'll automatically step downwards. So what you are going to do it, simply go to the point by using the smart guide and then click there. That's it. Now what I'm going to do is showing you another kind of way to do this one in a different mode. So what we are going to do is simply go to the point by using the smart guide and click, and then drag, and then use the shift key to make it symmetrical. And then now the time you don't have to use an Alt key to turn this handle. Just leave everything. Just release everything. You can even release from your mouse, and you can even release from your shift key, whatever it is. Now we have this kind of weird shapes. Now what we are going to do is, by holding the Alt key, it'll automatically convert to the anchor point tool, and then go to here, it'll automatically subdivide that point. When you are clicking here, it'll automatically reduce this handle as an half. And then what you're going to do is release from the Alt key, and then go to the bottom of the point and click there. These are the two kind of way to do this segments. Okay, now click the Control key and click anywhere on the artboard to release from that. Now we have completed this basic things with a pen tool. These are the basic things you have to master with it. Okay, now what I'm going to do is, we are going to some advanced level of using the pen tool. So by using the pen tool in an advanced way, so that you can understand the basics here. So what we're going to do is, this shape is different from anything else that we have done before, because this shape is simply a segment, simply a part segments. It has just points. This one has some archy edges, and this one has an arc and a straight line. But here, one arc is in a forward direction and another arc is in a backward direction. These are the two things when using this pen tool is possible also. So don't worry, click and drag and using the shift key to make it be symmetrical. And then now the time you have to use the Alt key to make it a rotations here. So by holding the shift and Alt key, it'll automatically turns it to a 0 and a 45 and a 90 and so on. So what I'm going to do is, when you're achieving here, when you're holding the shift and Alt key, it'll automatically step down like this rather than like this. When you're holding the shift key, it'll automatically step down here. So what you're going to do is, now release everything. That's it. Now what we are going to do is click on here. That's it. Now I'm going to do it again for our best of the convenience, so you don't have to backward this video. So go here as much as your best guesses is right. Click and then hold the shift key and drag and make a quarter amount of the arc, and then you have to hold the Alt key while holding the shift key. So it'll automatically make it like this. If you're thinking it has weird shapes, it's not matches like here. So what we're going to do is click here using the pen tool and make a lot more spaces to make it be clear and cut. So click and then hold the shift key and drag it. so that we get an arc with a bigger amount of space. And then just to reduce a bit, hold the Alt key and rotate it, and then rotate it, and then rotate it. Now when you're touching here, it'll automatically, you have to leave everything off from the mark. Now what you're going to do is just use this smart guide as your reference, and this smart guide is your reference to do that. That's it. Now we have do this kind of shapes. These things are a little bit tricky when you are a beginner. I'm going to show you as a rough exercise, but you have to try it as much as possible. You can even do that. Now for this kind of super snake curved path segments, you have to use little more tweak before you are starting with it. So what we're going to do is, by using the pen tool, click here so that it'll automatically gives us straight path segments. So we do want these kind of curvy edges rather than using the straight path segments. So what I'm going to do is simply click on that point. When you hover over that point you have clicked before, it will automatically shows an anchor tag on it. So click and then drag. While dragging, use the shift key to make it be symmetrical. Now this handle is to be the next curvy edges length. So you have to make sure this edges is even with this handle rather than anything else. So you have to make a best guess to do that so that you can get a smooth and super snake curvy path segments. So what I'm going to do is leave everything off from here. Now we have curvy edges as we thought before. Now what we're going to do is use as your best guess to make the half. This is the half amount of space you have to leave as a double here. And then click and then drag. While dragging it, and hold the shift key to make it be symmetrical. Now we have these path segments like here. Now what I'm going to do is make your best guess to do the curvy edges like we did before. Okay, now remove everything. You have to remove everything as much as possible when you have a chance so that your hands don't worry. Now what I'm going to do is make this is your half amount of space and use it as your best guess to do that, and go here and then click and then drag it. That's it. While holding the shift key, it will automatically convert it to a symmetrical one. That's it. Now we have path segments like we did here. So what I'm going to do is do it back for your best guess. Again, you have to lose this shape remains as same. If you lose it as a bigger one, then it will automatically goes right there. And then this segments is no longer to be used. If this is a simple one, if this is a small one than this, then it'll be simply ugly to see and it's not to be useful for you. So you have to make sure this handle is equal to this handle so that it will automatically make symmetrical shapes like here. So what I'm going to do here, hold down the Control key and then click anywhere on the artboard. Now what you're going to do is use the dynamic curved path segments. In this case, we are having one forward direction curve and then the backward direction curve and then the horizontal direction path segments. Okay, now click on this point and then you have to go and find a point by using the smart guides and then click there and then hold the shift key to make it symmetrical and then use the alt key to rotate this handle and also don't leave the shift key. Now what we're going to do is simply release the mouse button and then release everything off. Now the time you have this kind of curvy edges as we had here. But what you're going to do is simply click and then simply click and then drag, and then you have to hold the shift key to make it be symmetrical on a point. That's it. Now we have done this dynamic curve path segments. That's it. This is for this tutorial, so don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. And then I have put this kind of exercise files in the comment sections, so get them and use it as your reference. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button down below. If you have anything else, please put them in the comment section. If you want to do me for anything else for you, please put them in the comment sections. So I will catch you in the next one. Adios.